Testing 1, 2, 3. I still think it's really cool that I have a mic. Better than my Mac mic, I'll tell you that, but not much better. I'm balling on a budget here as of making this channel. But I wanted to talk about this article I saw, and it's something that I um, kind of guessed on my own. But I had an inkling that hardware sales, in this case, gaming hardware sales, are down. And this article from Windows Central basically paints that picture that new Circana data shows console sales are falling across Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, driven by rising prices, weaker demand, and warning signs that the situation may worsen. And this was from December 17th, 2025, so not too long ago. So right here is kind of the meat and the potatoes of it. According to Circana, hardware spending dropped 27% year over year to 695 million, with unit sales falling 1.6 million. That makes November 2025, right before Christmas, the weakest November US hardware unit sales since 1995. Xbox Series hardware declined by 70%, PS5 by 40%. Nintendo Switch were down by around 10%, so much less, probably due to the price, the new console, and obviously I'd say like the Nintendo factor. There's always Nintendo, at least for me, will always have a special place in my heart. But I kind of wanted to use this as a jumping off point to discuss, like, I'd say almost technological apathy. And I don't just mean across video game consoles. I mean across everything, right? I have an iPhone. We all have iPhones or Androids or whatever the hell, right? I think this is like an iPhone 15. Honestly, before this, I had like an iPhone 10, and the only reason I got this iPhone 15, which isn't even the newest one, is because my iPhone 10 cracked, and it was more expensive to get a new screen, than it was to, just buy a new phone. And I've noticed not just people in my age group, but the kids, the kids that I see, they don't really seem to care what hardware they have. No one, I can remember back in the day when like the iPhone 3G came out, or the PS3 came out, or the PS2 came out. Like this was like an event. New hardware was like the thing. It was exciting to get a new device because generally these new devices weren't very iterative. There was, the space for, say, phone sales or consoles was like every generation was like a big, massive leap. Now, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's gotten to a point where like I just can't even tell. Like the PS5 Pro, like I don't know, it can stream in 8K and all that. I don't know about you, but like past like 4K, my eyes can't tell. Or it can do 265 frames per second, or like over 200 hertz. I have a TV that's 60 hertz. I mean, I can tell when it's up to 120 or 90, but after that, I don't really care. And I have a few hypotheses as to why this is. I think there's just a general, at least from how I feel and the people I talk to, just a general apathy towards new technology. It's become so ubiquitous that it's just like, it's just kind of another thing. I also think, I mean, there's obviously the economics of it. And in another video, I talked about that's why I hypothesized that, that these companies are going towards subscription services, because if they can't milk the money out of you, by buying a $500-600 console or a $700 new phone, well, they can. It's a little easier to take little chunks, $12.99 here, $5.99 there for this subscription that you maybe use once a month. But even then, I mean, are people, tell me in the comments, are people signing up for 15 different subscription services, or are they paring them down? I know for me, I've been paring down pretty much everything. I realized I love technology, I use it, but I don't know, that saying like, let's go touch grass. I've been doing that a lot more, and I admit I feel a lot better. I feel like the more I stare at a screen, it used to be fun, like a new screen, there's new content. I could watch movies on my phone. Like this was completely new and uncharted territory. And now that it's a thing, we have access to all this information in our pocket at all times. At least for me, I seem to want to get away from it more. I mean, I I still obviously use it. We're all plugged in. We're using it for our jobs, for just getting around day to day, for payments. It's a part of our lives, but I don't know. I don't seem to be wanting it in my life. And I know that the irony of that is I'm making a YouTube channel and recording on the very technology that I'm talking about, but I find myself using it much more pragmatically than, say, just the doom scrolling, than just downloading the new app. You know, it, it's almost like information overload, technology overload. I don't know what new game to play. I don't know what new movie to watch. I know I'm going on a bit of a tangent. I don't know what new show to watch. I don't know, what, if I should even upgrade. Does it even matter? Will I use 99% of the features? Oh, the camera is 88 megapixels now. Well, I don't know. It doesn't seem to matter as much to me anymore. Which is odd because I still keep up with the technology. Like, I still keep up with games. I still play games, but I don't play them like I used to. I'm much more selective with the technology. I still will. I'll still keep up with it. I'll still watch if there's a new chipset that came out. I'll read about it, but I don't find myself participating as a consumer as much as it with it anymore. And I remember I saw all these on YouTube, these Black Friday videos. The news had said, "Oh, Black Friday was like record breaking," blah blah blah. But then people were going to these, big box stores and filming, and it was just empty on Black Friday. Was that anyone else's experience? Or was it just mine? I didn't go. I haven't gone in years, but I know in the past it had been a huge thing. I mean, people would like trample over each other. It was madness. You'd see the videos, but it just seemed quieter this year. And then it got me thinking, I mean, we are at like the apex of technology in our pockets, right? All interconnected, yet I myself am kind of pushing away from it more. I'm using it, but I'm pushing myself away, and it seems that other people are too. I'd love to hear everyone's comments. I mean, how has your relationship with technology changed? And also, it's clear that we're not buying into it as much as we used to. What are people buying into, if anything? Let me know your thoughts. Just some late night ponderings. Thanks for watching.